want to do a group photo, we can pull all of you as part of your cell phones. AJ has to stand right here, and then Tyler come up here. And at count of 3, pull out all your cell phones, turn on the flashlight for when things are going. All right, ready? There you go. No, all right, AJ, you turn around, look like behind you. There it is. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent.
That was kind of surreal. This whole thing just moved, and I'm like, am I moving? Is it moving? What's moving? Something is moving. What's up, bud? Hey guys, I'm so glad AJ walked out first because I thought I was going to walk out and say, here's AJ, and then you go, oh, he got old and looks brisk somehow. So, no. None of your other boys are here, so I'm going to have to substitute for your boy up here on stage. Okay.
I'm Dan Spindle, everybody. I anchor the morning news and the noon news on Channel 5 here in KSL here in Salt Lake City. So I'm burning the midnight oil, the 5 p.m. oil, to be here because they said, hey, you want to come chat with AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys? I said, yes, because all of us remember when they exploded on the scene 130 million records later. Here's AJ. Now, AJ just told me backstage that his first con was this con, FanX, Salt Lake just 2 years ago.
Yeah, so after we shot Dead 7, Nick called me and he said, hey, I'm going to Salt Lake City. I'm doing this Comic-Con. And I was like, okay, cool. What do you want me to do? And he said, just come out and we'll have, booths side by side and we'll take pictures and this, that. And I'm like, okay. And I'm a huge nerd by far. Like, I'm a man-child. I grew up with comic books. I collected comic book cards, all of it. So to be in something like this was just overwhelming, and it was so much fun. Never thought that I would continue to do it, and I've done, probably 30 since 2016. And this is my second time back here at FanX, and it is just amazing to be back. So thank you for having me back. AJ was just here over the summer. Did anybody go see Backstreet Boys? Don't lie. Crazy. Don't lie. Now, did anybody see him in Dead 7 to Johnny Vermillion? Kind of a Joker-esque. I'm thinking that Joaquin Phoenix was borrowing. He said, this performance is something else. And then he took that into his performance. It was cool. It's really cool. If you haven't seen it, check out Dead 7. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I'm going to get to the question. My first question for you, though, you say you're a nerd. Everybody out here is a nerd somewhat or a geek. What is your genre of choice? What do you love? What's your fandom? So I grew up being a major horror nut. My mom, single parent household. My grandparents were into their type of stuff. My mom, major horror fan. The very first horror movie I ever saw was An American Werewolf in London. I must have been 7 or 8. Terrified me. Yikes. Nightmares. But it was worth every nightmare. And I fell madly in love with horror. Slasher flicks, Freddy, Jason, Crowley, all of them, up to the modern day, the Saw series, Aliens, all of it. I just love horror, and I also love sci-fi.
Okay, well that gets you in the door here at FanX, right? That gets you in the door. Also, before we get going, we got to say, your new single that's out, Smoke. Who has heard Smoke? Because, listen, my son is over here, and I did some of the lingo. It slaps, okay? All right, it slaps. Is what they would say. It really is a great tune. It's busted, whatever that is. Like, come on. But it's got like a Prince kind of feeling. I know a lot of people have said that, but when I listened to it, I said, I'm getting that funky Prince vibe. So
that's kind of where my head went when my amazing producer, Brian, who goes by the name of Killer Bee, it was one of the very last songs that we wrote with this amazing team of awesome writers, and I went to him and I said, look, I want something that is Prince, Bowie, George Michael-esque, production-wise, and then we'll see where the melody goes, and the song turned out to be better than we could have ever dreamed, And the second single will be coming out this November, a song called Electric.
All right.
And the full album will be out end of January. So, yeah.
Cool.
You don't have to wait that long for an album because the first Backstreet Boys Christmas record is coming out.
Yeah.
I said that, and my wife was like, well, that can't be right. Didn't they have a... No! What? How did it take this long?
Between tour schedule and album cycles, every album cycle takes about 18 months from start to finish. Going in, making the record, mixing the record, promotion for the record, and then touring the record. So timing has just never worked. And learning now, when it comes to making a Christmas album, you have to be done by August, turn it in by September, and it's released in October, which we're usually on tour somewhere during that time. And again, it's a blessing and a curse for all of us. The pandemic helped us in that aspect, giving us the time to make a Christmas album in May.
You gotta get in that headspace.
In shorts, in sandals, in 95-degree weather in California. But it was awesome. The vocal booth, we had a Christmas tree in there. We had decorations up. In the actual main studio, we had a Yule log on the TV screen. We had anything from Elf to Christmas Vacation playing. We just wanted it to feel like it was the holidays. So, but I think this might be some of the best vocals we have done in years. We're extremely proud of it. We've been told that it's potentially Grammy worthy. I didn't even know that you could finally. I didn't know that a Christmas album could be up for a Grammy, but apparently it can. So we've been nominated 9 times. We haven't won yet.
Travesty.
Hopefully this is the one. It would be crazy that a Christmas album is what we finally win a Grammy for. It's a bunch of cover songs and 3 original songs. But hey, a Grammy's a Grammy. I'll take it. I don't care how it happens. Hey.
Round of applause for that. We're going to get to the questions right now. I just have to say, on the Grammy front, I said, okay, I Want It That Way is not even arguably, it's one of the top pop songs of all time. What won that year? What could have won? I would never disparage Bono and U2, but Beautiful Day won. It's a good song. It's not I Want It That Way. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to have such a massive album like Millennium and to lose to some of the most iconic Sting, Santana, and U2, we're in great company. It's all good. You know, so yeah, it was good. It was
Well,
good.
let's get the questions started. Is it kind of funneling this way? And who's our first up?
Fingerbell.
This gentleman right here, good to see you, bud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question for you about what was it like singing the song Nothing Compared Down Here in the Line Guard TV show that's now featured on Disney Plus, The Underground Adventures? Tell us about that, because I don't think people heard about that song. Nothing to fear down here, down here. Nothing to fear down here, down here.
It was one of the first times I did anything that involves animation. So actually one of my friends, his name is Bo Black, he is the writer for that show, as well as Mickey's Roaster Racers. That's him singing the actual theme song to Mickey's Roaster Racers. He writes about 60 songs a year for Disney. And he asked me if I would come in and they were going to create a character for me on Lion Guard. It was originally supposed to be a gorilla. And I show up, I do my lines, I sing my song, and then they send me the sides and I see I'm a little blind mole. Jimba, who thinks he's a ninja. And I'm like, okay, that's a big difference between a gorilla and then a mole. And then when I heard the song, I thought it was a joke because they pitched me up to sound like a mole. So I'm really high pitched, but it was such a fun experience, and they may ask me to come back to reprise the character again, so I would love to do that. So
Nick was jealous with the high voice, right?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, AJ. You're the best one.
Oh, thank you. I think so too.
Will you tell us about your favorite music video, because they're all amazing?
Wow. Favorite music video, you know, it's a toss-up between Backstreet's Back. Funny story about Backstreet's Back that I only learned probably about maybe just under 10 years ago. My wife is one of 4 kids, and her oldest brother worked on the production of Backstreet's Back.
Whoa.
Which means that somehow, years before I met my wife, there was a connection there, which to me is very surreal and it's very bittersweet. Just thought I'd share that. Backstreet's Back, and then honestly, I would have to say a video that I did when I was dabbling in country, a song called Boy to Man.
You can cheer for that. That's a great song. Great song.
To be able to put on prosthetics and to be an older version of myself, and it took so much bargaining to get my wife to be on film. She does not like to be on film, to just be my wife in the video. And it was such a fun experience to slow dance and fake remarry her all over again. So, yeah, it was awesome.